Rahim and Assalamu alaikum to everybody. Good morning. I'd like to, at the outset, thank the chairperson of the SECP and also all the commissioners, particularly also in Amir Saab, who has been involved, more focused on the insurance sector in the recent days and months. Distinguished leaders of the corporate world, and our esteemed guests. I think SECP's initiative to organize International Insureimpact Conference of 2023 is timely and very welcome. The journey to an insured Pakistan is not just a goal, it is a shared vision that we must all collectively embrace and work towards. The insurance industry in this context has a critical role to play in offering a social safety net mechanism for the families, improving the livelihood of small and medium industry and farmers, encouraging building of sustainable and climate resilient infrastructure, and reducing the risk of doing business in Pakistan. Provided liquidity from the insurance sector is effectively deployed, it can encourage development of the capital market so that financial markets are developed in a holistic, coherent, and consistent manner. Integration of both the capital market and the banking sector has always been on the top priority of my communication with the industry. Let me bring out from my side at least 4 perspectives. First, it is important for all of us to recognize that risks are growing, both globally and nationally. And they demand adequate and competitive coverage to people and businesses because they need to have access to social protection, and businesses need to have risk enhancement and mitigation options. In moving forward, Pakistan needs to track and embrace the emerging trends in the insurance sector. There are several reports across the world that have pointed out to the global trends. And the emerging trends, as reported by the EY 2023 Global Outlook Report, underscores that because of, and I quote from the report, widespread macroeconomic uncertainty, technological disruption, and proliferating risks, increasing trust and transparency can help insurers navigate these and other critical challenges, from intensifying competition to increased regulatory scrutiny to rising investor expectations and customers' expectation, I add, for stronger financial results. And I unquote from the EY report. The global insurance industry, as you all know, is undergoing a significant transformation. It's driven by technological advancements, evolving customers' expectations, and the pressing need for sustainable practices. McKinsey estimates that new technologies could add up to $1.1 trillion in annual value for the global insurance industry through improved pricing models, underwriting risk, and AI-powered customer services and personalized offerings. The second point I wanted to underscore is that going forward, Pakistan needs a significant transformation of the insurance industry to address its fundamental challenges while catching up with the global advancements and trends that I outlined to maximize the value proposition of this industry for all of us. In this context, we need to concentrate on lifting the low penetration ratio of the insurance industry. It is a sobering fact that Pakistan's insurance penetration rate stands at below 1%, which places us amongst the lowest in our region and economic counterparts. For reference, neighboring countries like India and Sri Lanka had a penetration ratio of 3.76% and 1.25% respectively. There is need further to enhance competition by offering level playing field for private operators, by, among others, reducing the public domination. Our state-owned giant alone, SLIC, dominates with a market share of around 53%. Now, admittedly, it's on its way to reform itself, but with the age-old practices, it will take us a long time. We don't have time. We should go for privatization as well as getting for FDI investments in the insurance sector. I strongly recommend further that there should be consolidation of the policy, legal, and regulatory framework under one hub, as it is fragmented and involves multiple stakeholders. The low uptake of insurance is a consequence of inadequate awareness, a modest savings rate, and lack of understanding of the benefits of risk management. General perception of insurance as being incompatible with ethical and social values highlights the importance of education and awareness campaigns. Getting a new workforce that can be more ethical, to project and demonstrate insurance as the most suitable mode of social safety net and risk mitigation. Also, under my second point, I feel we need to further dissect the landscape of the insurance sector in Pakistan. It becomes evident that certain critical issues require our immediate attention and collective efforts. So to sum up this point, within the insurance sector, the challenges of low penetration and lack of awareness are in any case a manifestation of the structural rigidities of this sector. These are some of the reasons why we do not see any significant foreign investment in the industry. We could save a lot of money by getting our reinsurance sector to be transformed too. Third point I'd like to mention is that I count on SECP's 5-year strategic plan to set the tone for the future policy, legal, and regulatory landscapes. Incorporating the recommendations of Insurance Industry Reform Committee that I had the privilege to lead with the private sector in 2020 would be a step in the right direction, because we spend a lot of time. It would not only be considerate of industry buy-in, but also promote the emerging new global trends that offer promises for people and businesses. Among others, the 2020 Insurance Committee report advocated optimization of reinsurance capacity, implementation of compulsory health and group life insurance, development of crop insurance markets, and adoption of technology-focused regulatory interface, as well as opening up and liberalizing the sector. So, mainstreaming the global best practices, the top priorities include cost reduction, especially in light of rising compliance costs, and increased regulatory focus, and among others, let me point out to the digitization of the sales force need and more effective use of technology generally. You all know technology is a critical driver for success of both the bottom and the top lines. That is, automating processes can help reduce expenses, while customer experiences and more productive agents can lead to more revenue. I can assure you that when we were doing this report, they were already leaders in this context. These are, some of them were boutique operations, some were limited experiments, but there is potential in Pakistan. Let me, by way of example, share that China leads the way in the adoption of technology from mobile payment apps to digital media platforms. Chinese consumers are wholeheartedly embracing innovation at astonishing speed. That's true even for life insurers, particularly in mainland China, Thailand, and Australia, where customers prefer digital channels over traditional agencies by significant margins. I brought out Chinese example that China's insurance was a part and parcel of the overall um, banking sector or a consolidated regulator at one time around mid 90s. And all we did at the Asian Development Bank was to actually disaggregate from the banking, the securities market, regulator and policy, and we also spun off the China Insurance Regulatory Authority. You see now the dividends of this. You need a dedicated hub for insurance sector because it is a different business. I think Pakistan has been requested by ADB and myself at different points in time, including the 2020 report, that let's move forward with this. And I hope that during my short tenure, there is a proposal that comes from Ministry of Commerce and SECP to actually launch an effort to set up such a hub. Let me also go back to the EY 2024 Global Insurance Outlook report, this time the more recent one. It also highlights that trust and transparency have never been more important to the industry's prospects. That's true because of widespread macroeconomic uncertainty, technological disruption, and proliferating risks. In particular, customers should have little doubt that they are getting value for money and that they count on insurers during difficult times. Investors should have transparency around the insurer's strategic priorities, especially relative to ESG. SECP has introduced the guidelines, but it needs to be extended to all segments of the financial markets. We need to understand how performance should be measured against the ESG in the insurance sector and make sure that the reported information and ethical standards are credible. Regulators need to foster trust and transparency to believe that insurers are good faith partners in addressing critical societal challenges. Regulators, political leaders, individual citizens, investors, and other stakeholders have increasingly looked to industry for support in addressing the complex and urgent challenges faced by countries, communities, and customers around the world. There's no better place for insurers to demonstrate a clear societal purpose than in addressing the huge and still growing savings and protection gaps. New solutions for climate and cyber risks, low-income pre-retirees, and gig workers can help spark growth for insurers, even as they alleviate pressure on strained public pension systems. Let me touch on my last bullet, which is the fourth one, and place emphasis on disaster risk financing in Pakistan. In a disaster risk prone country like Pakistan, the significance of insurance cannot be overstated. It provides individuals, businesses, and communities with a much needed financial cushion during times of crisis, helping them to recover and rebuild. A robust insurance sector, as you know, serves as a safety net. It serves to foster resilience and stability in our society. The insurance industry plays a critical role in building resilience to climate change and has been a subject of has been a topic during the COP28. By providing insurance coverage for climate-related risks such as floods, droughts, and wildfires, insurers can help individuals and businesses recover from disasters and rebuild their lives. Additionally, insurance companies can work with governments and other stakeholders to develop risk mitigation strategies and invest in infrastructure that can withstand the impacts of climate change. Insurance companies can incorporate ESG factors into their investment decisions. This means investing in companies that promote sustainability and responsible business practices. By directing capital towards green initiatives such as renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and clean technology, insurance companies can contribute significantly to mitigate environmental impact. Insurance companies can incentivize sustainable behavior through risk-based pricing models and innovative insurance products. For example, offering lower premiums to homeowners who implement energy efficient measures or discounts for businesses that adopt sustainable practices can encourage a shift towards more environmentally conscious behaviors. So let's get back to the journey towards an insured Pakistan. The journey towards an insured Pakistan requires not only the enthusiasm of the private sector players, including insurance companies, insurance brokers, agents, and other intermediaries, but also a strong and vigilant regulator. I commend the role of SECP, even though it doesn't have the policy arm at its level, but as a regulator, it is important and paramount for it to be steering the sector towards sustained and inclusive growth while safeguarding the interest of both policyholders and insurance companies. An efficient regulatory framework inspires, as I said earlier, trust and confidence in the industry, encouraging more individuals and businesses to actively participate in the insurance market. The insurance sector has the power to propel economic growth by channeling funds into productive ventures, contributing to job creation, promoting long-term financial planning among our citizens, and supporting the development of debt and capital markets. As insurance products become more diverse and customized, they can address specific needs and vulnerabilities, ensuring that every Pakistani has access to protection they deserve very much. Going beyond plans, capacity building for industry and regulators. the insurance sector will get geared up and will have an opportunity to lay the foundation for objective analysis and supervision, which will lay the foundation for institutionalization of a dedicated, high-class regulator for the insurance sector. The insurance strategy will not only guide policy formation, but also encourage innovation and collaboration across the insurance ecosystem. So let me conclude. I know I have probably thrown some controversial elements in there, but that's what I do if you want me to speak. It will take both the insurance industry and regulator to shape the future of insurance sector in Pakistan. Steadfast commitment and higher penetration of insurance as an integrated part of new social contract and business proposition shall help bolster economic prosperity in our country, but also secure the future of our citizens and nation. As we delve into discussion today, let us collectively harness our expertise to chart a real transformative course for the insurance industry in Pakistan. So I count on SECP's leadership role to continue its engagement with industry players to ensure an open, collaborative environment. I thank you all, and in particular for the regulator, the industry, for giving me an opportunity to share my perspectives. I am really sorry that I couldn't physically be present. It was all planned, but right now we have some constraints because today we have cabinet meeting that has held me back in Islamabad. And also I have to deal with the ECC on an urgent basis. So I apologize that I couldn't come in person, but I count on SECP to continue its engagement with the Ministry of Finance, with industry players to ensure an open and collaborative environment. I thank all the participants for their contributions, even though I shall not be able to benefit from it. But hopefully I will get the feedback from Chairman Saab.